Hey everyone, what if I told you some animals didn't just betray their owners, they ate them? Sounds like something straight out of a horror story, right? But these terrifying tales are completely real. From exotic predators to house pets turned wild, these stories will make you question just how well we really know the animals we share our lives with. Here are the top 10 animals that ate their owners. Viewer discretion is advised. Number 10. Derek James Romero, pet python. In 1993, 15-year-old Derek James Romero was tragically killed by his brother's 11-foot Burmese python in Commerce City, Colorado. The snake, named Sally, escaped its enclosure and entered Derek's room, where it fatally constricted him while he slept. Derek was found unresponsive with the massive snake still wrapped around his body. Authorities were horrified, and the case made national headlines, raising major concerns about the dangers of keeping large constrictor snakes as pets. This case led to widespread calls for stricter laws on exotic pet ownership, especially for animals capable of overpowering humans. It remains one of the most chilling and real examples of a so-called pet turning deadly. Number 9. Mark Vogle, exotic spiders and reptiles. When German man Mark Vogle was found dead in his apartment in 2004, investigators walked into a real-life horror movie. Mark was obsessed with exotic pets. His home was filled with snakes, spiders, lizards, and even venomous insects. Authorities discovered his body tangled in webs, with several spiders crawling across him. It appeared that one of his venomous pets may have played a role in his death, though the exact cause was never confirmed. What made the scene even more disturbing? The creatures had started feeding on his corpse. Neighbors had complained about the smell for days before police were called. The image of Mark's body wrapped in spider webs left investigators shaken. Number 8. Cynthia Lee Gamble, Bengal tiger. In 2006, Cynthia Lee Gamble, a seasoned tiger handler, was found dead inside a tiger enclosure in Minnesota. Cynthia had years of experience working with big cats, but even that couldn't save her from a fatal mistake. The Bengal tiger, which weighed over 500 pounds, had been raised by Cynthia since it was young. That bond, however, didn't stop the animal from attacking her. The mauling was so severe that her body was barely recognizable. The tiger was euthanized shortly afterward. It was a heartbreaking ending for someone who had dedicated her life to caring for these majestic but deadly creatures. Number 7. Andre Lumboga, starved dogs. In 2011, Indonesian man Andre Lumboga made a fatal mistake. He left his 7 dogs alone without food for 2 weeks while he went on vacation. When he returned, the dogs were starving, feral, and desperate. Within hours of his return, the dogs turned on him. Neighbors heard screams but were too late. His body was later discovered partially eaten. This shocking case served as a grim reminder that even domesticated dogs can become dangerous when neglected or mistreated. Hunger can turn loyal pets into something far more terrifying. Number 6. Terry Vance Garner, pigs. Pigs are often seen as smart and gentle farm animals, but in 2012, Oregon farmer Terry Vance Garner discovered just how dangerous they could be. While feeding his pigs, Terry either suffered a medical event or fell. No one knows for sure. What happened next was shocking. By the time someone found him, all that remained were his dentures and bits of clothing. The pigs had completely devoured his body. This gruesome incident stunned the local community and made headlines worldwide. Pigs may be farm animals, but when hungry and unsupervised, they can become incredibly aggressive. Number 5. Marius Ls Hippopotamus. Marius Ls was a South African farmer who raised a pet hippo named Humphrey from a calf. He believed he had formed a special bond with the animal, often claiming that Humphrey was like a child to him. But in 2011, tragedy struck. Marius was found dead in a river, his body mauled and submerged. Humphrey had killed him. Hippos are among the most dangerous animals in the world, responsible for more deaths in Africa than lions or crocodiles. Marius's story is a chilling example of how even years of care and affection can't tame wild instincts. Number 4. A.J. Merrick, monitor lizards. In 2002, Illinois resident A.J. Merrick was found dead in his home, surrounded by his pet Nile monitor lizards. These reptiles are known for their strength, aggression, and carnivorous appetites. Authorities believed AJ died of natural causes or a medical event, but after he died, his lizards, with no other source of food, began feeding on him. The scene was so graphic that many officers on site had to leave. It was a terrifying display of what happens when large carnivorous pets are left unattended. Number 3, Mikl Prok. Lion. Mikl Prok, a 33-year-old man from the Czech Republic, kept 2 lions, yes, real lions, on his property in homemade cages. Despite multiple complaints from neighbors and fines for illegal breeding, he refused to give them up, believing he had a special bond with the animals. That bond shattered in 2019 when Mikl's father discovered his lifeless body inside the lion's cage. The 9-year-old male lion had mauled him to death. Police were forced to shoot both lions, one male and one female, to retrieve Mikl's body safely. Authorities had previously warned Mikl about the risks, but he ignored them, even walking one of the lions on a leash through town. His death made international headlines, not just for its brutality, but because it was entirely avoidable. What began as a dream of coexisting with wild beasts turned into a fatal delusion. Mikl's tragic end is a brutal reminder. Wild animals don't play by human rules, no matter how much we think they love us. Number 2, Sergey Gregorv, pet bear. Sergey Gregorv, a 41-year-old Russian hunter, thought he had tamed the wild. Years earlier, he rescued a bear cub and named him Vorchin, meaning grumbler. Sergey raised the bear on his rural property, keeping it in a cage. Despite warnings and even past attacks, he insisted the bear was part of the family. In 2018, Sergey disappeared. When relatives came to check on him, they found the bear roaming free, and skeletal remains nearby. The bear had escaped, killed Sergey, and devoured his body, leaving behind only bones. 2 of his dogs were also found dead, gnawed to the bone. Police arrived at a grim scene. The bear was aggressive and had to be shot on sight. What had started as a rescue became a nightmare. Sergey ignored advice to give up the animal, believing his bond with the bear was unbreakable. Sadly, it wasn't. Nature won, and the cost of that misjudgment was his life. Number 1, Kellyanne Walls, Teddy the Black Bear. Yes, we're returning to Kellyanne Walls' story because it's not just tragic, it's unforgettable. Kelly didn't just own Teddy the bear, she also kept tigers and mountain lions on her property. But it was Teddy, her favorite, that turned on her. She had loved and cared for him for years, even considered him family. Yet in a matter of moments, that bond meant nothing. Teddy mauled her to death while she cleaned his enclosure, and there was nothing anyone could do to stop it. It was a heartbreaking end to a woman who thought love could tame nature. Sadly, she learned the hard way that wild animals will always be wild. So which of these chilling stories shook you the most? Could you ever imagine a pet turning deadly? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more unsettling real-life stories. Until next time, stay safe, stay smart, and remember, some animals are better admired from afar. Thanks for watching. Stay cautious, stay aware, and we'll see you in the next one.